Yo guys, welcome back to another video where today we're gonna be talking about the Matchday 21 games and predicting them as well. So let's get straight into it. First game is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Now this game's gonna be interesting because both Liverpool and Chelsea are struggling at the moment. And let's start off with Liverpool. This team was in good form, but they lost their last game to Brentford, and they currently sit in around, I believe it's 6th place or 5th or 6th, around there. And it feels like the whole Liverpool defense has just like dropped off. Even the whole team, like Salah's lost his form, Van Dijk, Robertson, they've had a off season, and also Nunez, he just can't seem to find the net. It's hard for him to score, but he gets in good positions, but he can't score. So now onto Chelsea, they've been struggling quite a bit this season. I believe they sit in 10th at the moment, and the only team they have beat in their last 5 games has been Bournemouth 2-0. And a player that hasn't been too good for Chelsea is Cucurella, in my opinion, and a player who needs to start finding his form is Havertz. And they did sign Joao Felix, who started the game, I believe it was on Sunday or Saturday, and he got sent off. So that's a 3-match ban for him, which adds up to like 1.2 million worth. It's not good. He made a bad tackle and got sent off on his debut. And I rate Felix, and if I'm being honest, he's a good player on the ball, but the fact that he got sent off isn't good for Chelsea. And Chelsea also signed Mudryk yesterday, so they stole him from Arsenal, so good signing, but 100 mil, I think it's too much. So this game, I believe, is gonna end 1-1. So let's move on to Leicester versus Brighton. Now, yet another great game between two decent sides, and Leicester have lost their last 3 games, and they currently sit in 13th place at the moment I'm recording this. And a very important player for the squad is Madison. I just believe he's very, very important, but unfortunately he is injured for them, and the team is missing like his creativity and like passing in that midfield. And when I watched this team last game, they couldn't put together a pass. Like, it was embarrassing. They used to be so good. I believe like a few seasons ago, they're like 4th or 5th, somewhere there. I don't know what happened. Man, but overall they need to get better defensively. So get like a few center backs or get replacements there. And Brighton, on the other hand, have been great this season. The team just seems to flow nicely, and they play amazing football. So one position I do think Brighton can improve, even though Welbeck did score in the last game, is the striker position. I mean, as I said, Welbeck, I don't know, he's okay, but they need more quality up front, in my opinion. And Brighton does need to keep on doing what works, so don't change much. Even if they don't want to get a striker, I think just leave it how it is right now, because everything's just working out nicely. So predictions for this game is going to be 2-1 Brighton. So Southampton versus Aston Villa is the next game we're going to talk about. And Southampton are a team that have been struggling a lot this season. They sit in 20th place. They surprisingly beat Man City 2-0 in the EFL Cup. And after the result, I do believe it will give the team some confidence going back into the Prem games. And Miroslav Orsic from Dynamo Zagreb, I think he is very good, and he's a class player who joined them, and he could make an impact in this team. And let's move on to Aston Villa now, who have been pretty good this season. And under the new manager, Unai Emery, the club was able to win 3-1 against Man U and 2-0 versus Tottenham. Now the club currently sits in 11th place in the league, and I believe this club will continue their form and play well. Now they recently signed Alex Moreno, who had a massive impact in their last game. So I'm going to predict this game 2-0 Villa. Now West Ham versus Everton. Now this is going to be a battle between two clubs who have been so bad this season. So first we're going to start with West Ham, who have struggled getting goals and overall just with their front three or just attacking overall. And I do believe the tactics David Moyes plays are outdated, so he definitely needs to change them or he's gonna get sacked. And West Ham currently sit in 17th at the time I'm recording this, and just above the relegation zone by 1 goal difference. That's crazy. Now the club truly needs a turnaround soon, as I said, or he's gonna get sacked. Now on to Everton, who have been awful this season as well. Everton sit in 18th place, which is in the relegation zone. And a decent result that they got recently was 1-1 against Man City, and they have not won any of their games in their last 5. So personally, I do think that Lampard has a chance of being sacked soon. So my prediction, West Ham 2-0. Bournemouth versus Nottingham Forest. Now this is going to be a battle between two clubs just above the relegation zone. And let's start off with Bournemouth. Now this is a side that's at 16th in the league, and this team or Prem club hasn't been the best this season as they're struggling to get results. But Bournemouth have only won 1 game in their last 5, and the club has conceded 39 goals, which is the most in the Prem season. 39's a lot in 16 or 18 games. I mean, that's a lot. But since they have conceded so many goals, I do think they need to get some defenders in the transfer window in January. But Bournemouth are just 1 point above the relegation zone. Now let's talk about Nottingham Forest. This is a club who sits in 15th place as we currently speak, and they have been in decent form recently and have been playing some great football. And Forest have won 2 games got 2 draws and 1 loss in their last 5 games. And if they keep playing how they are right now, then I believe a mid-table finish is could be on for them. And a standout player has been Morgan Gibbs-White, as well as Brennan Johnson for Nottingham Forest. So my prediction will be 2-1 Forest. So Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. Let's start off with Crystal Palace first. And this team I rate quite a bit. This Palace team has talented players like Eze, Zaha, Olise, always catch my eye when I watch them play. So Crystal Palace are currently in 12th place at the time I'm recording this, and that's not too bad, honestly. And I do like the way Patrick Vieira sets up the team and how they play. In their last 5 games, Palace have won 2 games and lost 3. Their most recent defeat was against Tottenham 4-0. This will be a tough game for Palace, especially after their recent defeat. And let's switch over to Newcastle now. This side has been absolutely amazing this season. So they currently sit in 3rd place, which was unexpected at the start of the season. And last time they lost the game was August 31st, which was against Liverpool. And this means they're on a 15-16 game unbeaten streak. And that's crazy. And they've made a lot of progress. And as I said in the last video, Eddie Howe deserves credit for turning around the whole side. Like, it's incredible what he's done. And Newcastle conceded only 11 goals this season, which is less than any other club. And Newcastle are gonna win 3-0. That's my prediction. Leeds versus Brentford. This will be a battle between 2 fairly decent teams. So let's start with Leeds. This team currently sits in 14th place, and Leeds do play more of a attacking style of football. They have not been too good recently, but they are having trouble defensively. That's in my opinion. And they have not, it could be like they could have won like 1 or 2 games, but I don't know. But it could be also because they have only won 1 game, drew 2, and lost 2 in their last 5 games. And a position they need is a striker who they signed. His name is Ruder, I believe Jorginho Ruder from Hoffenheim, which is a good signing because they did need a striker. So I think they're looking at Ruder, as I said, and great signing. Great signing. So let's jump on to the opponents, who are Brentford. And this Brentford team is another club who plays really good football. And they managed to go unbeaten in their last 5 games, which is very impressive. And a standout result was that they beat City 2-1. And in their last game, they beat Liverpool 3-1. So Brentford sit at 9th place at the time we're recording this. And I didn't think they would be here at the start of the season. We've had a lot of surprises this season, but prediction is going to be 3-1 Brentford. Now Man City versus Wolves. Now this game could be a lot closer than we think. So let's start off with Man City. Obviously we know this team has dominated the league for the past few years and have won multiple titles, but the only thing that's left is the Champions League title. So Man City sit in second place, 5 points behind first place Arsenal. At the time I'm recording this, it is 8 points actually. 8 points behind Arsenal. And a player that has been insane is Haaland this season. He's just been scoring for fun. And the team just has so much quality all over the pitch from defense to attack. And in their last 5 games, City have won 3, drew 1, and lost 1. So over to Wolves, who haven't been the best this season, but they sit in 19th at the time I'm recording this, and which is in the relegation zone. They signed Cunha, who's still yet to play a game in a Wolves shirt, so we're gonna wait for that and see how he does. But personally, I do believe that the manager can get them out of the relegation zone, as he won the Europa League with Sevilla. So Wolves have scored 11 goals, which is quite low, and they've conceded 27. So I'm so used to seeing this team defend very well and them just being solid at the back. But I do believe this Wolves side will pick up form soon and turn their season around. But for this result, I'm gonna go 4-1 Man City. Now onto a massive game. It's gonna be Arsenal versus Man United. This will be the best game of the week on paper, in my opinion. And we have the league leaders Arsenal coming up against a great Man United team who's in form. And let's begin with Arsenal. As I said, they sit top of the league and are 8 points clear at the top. And City are in second. And Arsenal have been absolutely incredible this season, playing very nice football. We conceded 14 goals, which is the second least in the league. And we have also scored 40 goals, which is the second most behind City's 45. So let's move into Man United, a team who has gotten better and better under Ten Hag. This team is currently on a 4-game win streak, or probably 5 now. They've only conceded 1 goal, and that was at the 2-1 win against Fulham. Now recently they did sign Wout Weghorst, who is online at Besiktas from Burnley, and Ten Hag did say he wants a big striker up front, and I'm guessing he wanted to do something similar that he did at Ajax with Haller. And Rashford has really had himself a redemption season. He's been amazing. He's probably one of the best players in the world right now. And Casemiro has been a very good signing. Very solid, good passing, as well as Eriksen and Lisandro Martinez. So predictions wise, I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal. Now Fulham versus Tottenham. This will be one of the best games in Matchday 21 in my opinion. Fulham are a team who have been in good form. They have won 4 out of their last 5 games, which is very impressive. And a surprising result was one where Fulham beat Chelsea 2-1, and Fulham currently sit in 6th place after that win, which is crazy. The way Marco Silva has transformed the way they play is unbelievable, and they play such beautiful football, and it's amazing to watch. So let's switch over to opponents, Tottenham. Now Tottenham haven't been in too good form, even though they did beat Crystal Palace last game, but they did lose to Arsenal on Sunday 2-0. and I feel like the squad is missing something, like a good right wing back. Personally, I don't rate Emerson like on the ball or defensively, so I think they need a replacement there. But Harry Kane is the club's top scorer with 15 goals this season, and Son on the other side hasn't been too effective as last season. He hasn't been too good, but Kulusevski is missing, who is an important player in the squad, and this result, I'm gonna say 2-1 Fulham, a upset. Now, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And hope you have a great day in the next one. Peace.